Alright, this is phrases and we're going to translate them. So before we translate, we have a lot of things that we have to introduce. Well, maybe not a lot of things, just a few. But it's basically order of operations. So what you want to do is look at each of these phrases above here. These are the four things that assign parentheses. There are other words that we can use as well, like you could use total instead of sum. But you can use a lot of different words to represent each of these. But the key word is the and the of. It's going to be the sum of these two things. And that's why we have the and, because we have two different things. So it says the difference of 4 and 3. And this is the sum of 4 and 3, the product of 4 and 3, the quotient of 4 and 3. Plus was always thought of to be used as and, but and does not mean plus. What you can think of it as this: it's the difference of 4 and 3, which means that's a minus. The sum of 4 and 3, well, it's an addition. Product means multiplication, so that means you're going to multiply the two numbers. And quotient means we're going to divide the two numbers. And you can write it like that, or you could write it like this as a division as well. But you want to think about it. If you see that word and it's between two things, go and find some word that's going to tell you what the operation is between those two values. So let's look at an example. We have 4. So when you translate, you want to translate just like you would do anything. If you go into a different country, and say you're in Italy, and you have a little Italy to Spanish, Italy to English for little translator, you're going to look at each word and you're going to translate each word individually. Well, math is a language as well, and you want to translate each word individually. Don't look at the whole thing and go, okay, I'm going to figure out what this whole thing means and then write it down. No, one word at a time. Then go and look at the whole picture. So, first word is 4. You put a 4 times. You put a little dot for times. And then there's the word sum. When if you have sum, product, quotient, and difference, these are going to mean we have some little expression that we need a parenthesis. We're going to be adding two numbers together first. That's what we want to do. So we put a parenthesis at the word sum, and then we keep translating. 5, and we know that and represents plus because that's what sum is. Plus, and then number, x. We close the parenthesis. And then that's our little expression right there. Alright, that's it. You just translate, translate, translate. If you see sum, product, quotient, difference, it tells you what to do. Alright, there are two special cases where you don't want to translate from left to right, and that's subtracted from and less than. So if you read it, it's a number subtracted from 3. Well, if we had 10 subtracted from 20, we're taking it away. It's reversed. It's actually 20 minus 10. So when you see these with expressions, they have to be reversed. So whatever number you put here and here, you're actually subtracting them in reverse. It's going to be a number subtracted from 3, which means we're taking that x from the 3. You have to put the minus x over here instead. Same thing, a 7 less than a number, this would really be x minus 7. You're taking that 7 from the number. Alright, so be careful with those two. Here's a bunch of them to try. Let me try one just to kind of give you an idea. Let's just go straight for the last one. How's that sound? Right there. Alright, the product. Well, that means I need to find and right there. So that means that and is a multiplication. It's the product of 3 and, oh, there's a sum of a number, and sum means plus, so I put a plus there, and a 4. Alright, that's it. Now, like I said, you're supposed to put parentheses, but if you put a bracket here, it doesn't change anything, so you don't need it. The one you do have to have is right here, because you're multiplying 3 to this sum, so it has to have a parenthesis there. Alright, so give all of these a shot, hit pause now, and when you unpause it, there's all the answers. And there they all are. Another one that's a little different is number 6. See, I have a parenthesis around the 4 minus 2. It's because it's the sum of this and this. So we need to make sure that we have an addition sign between the two of them. And we need to make sure that we are only adding the first part, part 1, with part 2. So it needs to be in parentheses as well. Otherwise we'd have 4 minus 2 plus 5, which is not the sum of 4 minus 2 and 5. 4 minus 2 is 2, 5 is 5. So we'd have 7 for our answer. So it needs to make sure it says 7. And then everything else is straight translations. These take a lot of practice, so practice them.